Hey, welcome back to YT Finance, and this is the channel where I went to business school so you didn't need to, and today we are talking about Lucid stock. First, we're going to go over their negative earnings report and how badly this could impact their overall share price, where the share price is headed in the future. We'll briefly talk about their latest news updates, and then lastly, we'll discuss their future price targets about what this company could be worth in 2025 if you're planning to hold this company for the long term. So for more news videos just like this one on Lucid stock or other electric vehicle companies, remember to go and annihilate that like button, subscribe if you are new, comment your thoughts down below about where you think the LCID share price is headed in the future, and without further ado, let's analyze our first article. By now you know that Lucid recently brought in a very negative fourth quarter earnings report for the year of 2022, which is why shares are down right now by around 14%. Lucid is an electric vehicle manufacturer which sells luxury electric vehicles, and right now investors aren't very happy with this company, even though they generated around $257.7 million, which is a gigantic increase year over year than what they brought in for the same quarter previously, to where they only brought in $26.4 million. So I would actually say this is a giant increase in revenues on a percentage basis and just overall, which shows that the company is indeed scaling. However, their revenues did fall short of Wall Street's expectation by around $15.89 million. At the same time though, they did bring in a very impressive EPS of a loss of only 28 cents per share, while Wall Street estimated that they were supposed to lose anywhere between 40 cents to 42 cents per share. So looking quickly in the next article, we can see that their overall revenue that they brought in was $257.7 million, but some estimates said that they were supposed to bring in around $314.9 million. And this means that investors are not excited about that particular development. However, their quarter four earnings per share, where they brought in a loss of only 28 cents, they were supposed to bring in a loss of around 40 cents. So they beat on their overall earnings in that particular respect, and right now it wasn't positive enough for investors, so they decided to liquidate their shares, thus dropping the overall share price by approximately 14%, which is why the LCID stock price is really feeling the heat right now. But this isn't the actual thing that caused investors to sell. Many companies have mixed earnings reports where either they beat on earnings and not revenue, or vice versa. But the real reason why investors ended up liquidating Lucid is due to their production numbers. So let's dive into that right now. Lucid produced around 7,180 electric vehicles throughout the year of 2022, which fell below their original target for the year of 20,000 electric vehicles, but it was still greater than the reduced production guidance of between 6,000 to 7,000 vehicles. And to make things even worse, for 2023, their future projections have also decreased. According to their original estimates, the company is supposed to produce around 49,000 Lucid electric vehicles in the year of 2023, but as of this recent earnings report, they have adjusted that down to just 10,000 to 14,000 for the year of 2023. This has made investors substantially less bullish on this overall company overall. But technically, it's not Lucid's fault, considering that they are being hit very hard by the macroeconomic economy. And what do I mean by that? Their supply chain has been completely disrupted to where it's extremely difficult for them to continuously produce their electric vehicles when it's hard for them to get batteries and certain parts to make their vehicles. This is one of the reasons why production has slowed quite tremendously. However, there is another reason why investors are selling Lucid stock right now, which is pushing the overall share price lower. And the second reason was their decrease in overall future reservations. To put this into perspective, in quarter two of 2022, they had close to 37,000 reservations for their Lucid vehicles. But then this number fell just in one quarter by 3,000 reservations down to just 34,000. Then, since we just got their quarter four results, this number dropped again down to 28,000, so it fell by another 6,000 pre-order reservations. And this is not a very positive trend. We want to see the reservations go upwards, not downwards. So considering that they missed on their revenue, even though they beat on their earnings per share, on top of the company losing reservations while bringing in less than satisfactory production numbers, this company is really in the doghouse according to investors. A Morgan Stanley analyst analyst named Adam Jonas also commented, and he says, and I quote, "We remain fans of LCID's innovative technologies and talented management team. Unlike many other startups, the company has shown an ability to deliver a compelling product to the end customer." He goes on to say, "At the same time, however, the high price point of most of the Lucid Air vehicle line is proving to attract a more limited addressable audience, while the financial results suggest the company still has much work to do to reduce the BOM cost to a level anywhere near the price of the vehicle." End quote. So essentially he's saying overall he likes their technology and their management, but they are going to have to do a lot more in regards to their overall production. So this particular analyst from Morgan Stanley has a $5 price target and a sell rating on this company. Now, I do want to put this into perspective that this analyst is one of the most bearish LCID stock analysts on the market right now, to where it seems that he doesn't want this company to succeed at all, even though he says that they remain fans of Lucid's innovative technologies. I honestly just think that he is shorting this company and he wants it to go lower, because this would disagree from other professionals in the market. For instance, LCID stock has 3 buy ratings and 4 hold ratings with 1 sell rating, which would be his. So he's literally the only analyst that was surveyed that is saying to sell this company. The current share price right now is trading for around $8.60, while the average price target consensus is around $9.71. This would equate to around a 12.97% upside potential regarding the current share price, but there are more bullish analysts that have a $13 price target on this company. However, I would not pay attention to the $13 price target nor the $12 price target on this company, considering that these analysts are literally 1 to no star analysts, meaning that their price predictions rarely come true. Given the whole perspective that we've seen from Lucid, they have a long way to continuously scale their overall company, which is why this would be best for a long-term investment. You shouldn't overexpose yourself to this company, and I only have a 1% allocation to this particular company in my portfolio, because I think there are other electric vehicle companies that deserve more of my money, particularly referring to Tesla and even NIO in some regards, which are both long-term investments that I have in my portfolio. So now, with that being said, what could Lucid stock or their LCID stock price be in the year of 2025? What is their future price prediction according to this financial author? Well, honestly, this will depend on how the company can scale themselves. For instance, no one knew that supply chain disruptions were going to negatively impact so many companies on the stock market, thus lowering their overall production numbers, particularly in regards to electric vehicle companies like Lucid. So for Lucid to successfully compete against auto giants like Tesla and Ford and GM, they really need to increase their overall production and, in my opinion, get a better design for your overall vehicles. Lucid is very luxurious and they're extremely fast. However, I do think that the design of these vehicles could greatly be improved, but that's just more of a physical critique. The company fundamentally can most certainly make something of itself in the future, but investors need to be extremely hyper-conservative and realistic about this company. You should not go all in on this company because, 1, that would be improper risk management, and 2, there are other better companies on the stock market right now. So considering the current very competitive electric vehicle industry, how does Lucid stack up against their competition? Well, let's take a look at it. First, let's go over a bullish scenario that is going to affect all electric vehicle companies in the United States. Recently, a plethora of electric vehicle companies signed an agreement, including Tesla, to make thousands of electric vehicle charging stations across the United States, to where Tesla in particular pledged to make 7,500 electric vehicle charging stations for any vehicle by the end of 2024. So this is going to benefit all electric vehicle companies, including Lucid electric vehicles. These charging stations are not going to be proprietary for Tesla vehicles. Literally, they can be used by any electric vehicle on the road. Another reason why investors are trying to stay the course with Lucid Group is that the company has very large backers. two of them being Saudi Arabia's public investment fund as well as BlackRock. If you're not familiar, Saudi Arabia's public investment fund owns more than 60% of this company right now, to where they have bought nearly 200 million more LCID shares, which is amazing. Now, on the other hand, we have BlackRock, which owns around 31.45 million shares. However, I do want to give you a better way to gauge this, because this would only make up around 0.01% of BlackRock's overall portfolio. So it's not like BlackRock is going all in on this company as is. Clearly, they have a very small allocation to this company. So where does this leave us for Lucid? Lucid seems to be a very good long-term investment, but in the short term, the share price could suffer, as we've seen. So where does this leave us for their 2025 price prediction for the LCID stock? According to realistic forecasts, the company is set to achieve a $15 price target by 2025. And if this sounds low to you, you may not be that familiar with the growth rate of the general stock market. The general stock market, such as the S&P 500, which is a fantastic stock market benchmark, only grows between 8 to 12%. So let's just say 10% per year. By Lucid jumping from $8.60 to $15 in just 2 years, or close to 2 years, this would radically outperform the general market, making Lucid one of the better buying opportunities on the stock market. Many investors just want to see a surge in the stock price so they can get rich quick, but if you're trying to get rich quick, you probably have the wrong mindset. You need to hold certain companies for the long term so they give you the true value. If we look at any of the phenomenal companies such as Tesla, many people wish they bought Tesla back in the day, but back in the day they didn't have great production numbers and they weren't profitable. You're literally going to have to get through times of stock market uncertainty where they miss on earnings reports or their production numbers aren't as good as what they originally thought, so you can reap the benefits later on, such as past the year of 2025. But with that being said, I would love to hear your stock price target for the LCID stock. Remember to go and annihilate that like button for more honest, realistic news updates just like this one. Subscribe if you are new, and I will see you in the next YT video.